everybody, it's Boba. I just wanted to go over this redesign I had, and frankly, I love it. So, Hollow Knight is a game I really enjoy playing. It's very difficult for me, but the art overall is fantastic. The atmosphere is dark and dreary, there's a mysterious story behind it. The kingdom has fallen, it's dilapidated, everything's in ruin, these people are sick. And it's just a really great experience to walk through. But I got one issue. The last boss of the main storyline is Radiance. Radiance is just a little bit different than how I was picturing her. So let's start off with the basis of who Radiance is. Radiance is supposed to be this deity that made all the bugs under her watch. She's supposed to be this bearer of light. She's the guide for these little critters that she's taking care of. And while the bugs were living under her rule, it didn't sound like she was harming them. Maybe indifferent and even making them serve her, but they were just a hive mind. She was the queen, and that was kind of just their nature. It was only once Pale King disturbed the balance did things really get thrown out of check. So considering all the facts that were given about how she was leading people and it was a hive mind, I was honestly a bit surprised that she was some sort of squid moth. Moths have this symbolism of mysteries, endings, death, and often they're linked with nighttime. And while she's in a wrathful state, she does have some of those characteristics. That just wouldn't be how it started. She probably represented more things like a butterfly: rebirth, joy, good fortune, rejuvenation, and the freedom of no worries. And while this freedom would be subjective in the eyes of many people, the bugs were not in pain and they were not suffering. But now that she's been trapped away, her wrath is seeping into the world again and it's hurting them. And I can't imagine that was the original intention for her subjects. Character design-wise, if she's supposed to be this powerful, immensely gleaming, massive deity, why does she look the way she does? She doesn't have defined wings. She looks extra stabby in the legs. But why this weird squid moth thing? Yeah, that's kind of an issue with me. I'm really focusing on the squid part. I'm sorry, it's just really weird. Now, I can kind of understand where this train of logic was going. I know the moth clans are supposed to be born from her light, but I think it could actually be written a little bit differently. See, if you were to change her to a butterfly, you could say that a group of her butterfly children started following the Pale King, that she was taken down and nearly trapped away. But just before she was trapped, she cursed them to become moths. Not only that, but from a gameplay perspective, she would look much more regal. This majestic, massive butterfly towering over the players, just gleaming with light. The opponents would first be stunned by her beauty, but after that, absolutely demolished by her twisted features. And you wouldn't see that at first. You'd be distracted. Now, in making this character, it was really important for me to keep some of the elements from the original design. I really wanted to keep the fluff, the size of her body, the sharpness of her legs. I just wanted to execute it a bit differently. How do you make something beautiful and powerful and absolutely deadly all at once? And so I took the concept of a butterfly and mixed it with a rose. It's deceptively beautiful. Her spikes and legs are like daggers, they'd pierce through anything in her way. But the spikes on her head would give the illusion of a crown to signal her royalty. Now, to add to the discomfort level, I gave her this large opening in her stomach. It's akin to one of the aspids that are in the game. She can spawn a number of her children to fight for her. And on top of that, all around her body are these eye-shaped markings. I would think that in the game, it would have almost this ability to track the player, acting like fake eyes, just giving you this uncomfortable feeling. I could still see her using the same light magic to create those dagger swords, just like in the game. I wouldn't think you'd need to change any part of the actual gameplay. As I continued going along in the art process, I really wanted to make her colors bright and intense, just really stand out. She's in the dream realm, but she's gray. When I think Radiance, I think big, beautiful, shining, gleaming. I don't picture gray. I struggled with this a bit, but eventually I settled on a variety of pinks in the wings just to get them to look like jewels. I also added a lot of yellows and toned them to look like gold or sunlight. I also wanted to keep her eyes yellow but make them more intense. The infected bugs have this yellow-orange tint to them, how much more fitting for the queen herself. I mean, they're supposed to be under her control, and they're under her control when their eyes are orange. Overall, I think this is a pretty fun redesign. Please don't think I'm dissing on Team Cherry. I love the game. This was just the only character that I had a tiny little issue with. I think Radiance is beautiful anyway she comes. I just kinda wanted to see what she looked like if she was colored. Well, thank you. I'm glad you sat through this. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think.